Radical.
Hey, Kenny, it's time. Time to bust some cheeks.
The cheek busters.
That's a. It should be like a movie, like a porn movie.
Oh,
you know,
God.
like Ghostbusters is Cheek Busters.
Cheek busters. Mm-hmm.
So I checked out a Radical Reggie upload after somebody dropped me a link, and then I went to check out the YouTube channel he's talking about, Prison Talk,
Right.
with Big Herc, who was in federal prison for 10 years and has a pretty successful YouTube channel, telling people, talking to people, how to basically survive in prison.
Yeah, that's
And,
what I got at.
and we just watched one video, and from what we gather, okay, it goes without saying, you wouldn't drop the soap on the streets, so don't drop it in the shower.
Just let it go down the drain.
Yeah.
Soap is cheap.
The soap is cheap, you know. And he said, it ain't really like how you see a lot of the time where people just, get their butts took in prison. There's a system, there's a process.
Yep.
And he said what usually happens is you get tested. Guy will go over, he'll pat you on the bottom, towel. Well, I'm not going to give anything away, but if you want to check it out, look up his most watched uploads.
Uh-huh.
Or if you plan in the future, commit a lot of crimes, and go to prison, this might be helpful for a lot of you if you're living that kind of life. But let's take a look at this Radical Reggie upload here. I'm at the description. Well, first off, he's titled this video, I forget what he uses as a thumbnail. Can prison be a good experience? Well, short answer would be fuck no. Whatever it was, we watched the upload here, 10 minutes, 27 seconds, okay? We watched it, and that was, I don't even think they really got into the title. They talked about cheek busting for 90% of the video.
Pretty much.
They didn't talk about how prison, correct me if I'm wrong here, I didn't really hear it. Okay, can prison be a good experience? Because that's a discussion you can have. I guess some people might say, for some people, maybe it's a learning experience. If they're living a bad life and they go to prison, maybe they might get better when they get out. But no, I'd say it's not a good experience. Right. It's supposed to suck. It's fucking prison. Mm-hmm. All right? You're not supposed to have fun in there because it's
unless
prison.
You're cheek busting, you might.
Unless you're into cheek busting. Well, I'll go ahead and talk about this clip they played during the video. Maybe it's from a movie. It's definitely a guy getting them cheeks busted, and it's three guys holding one guy down, and they're laughing about it. Okay, I don't know if that's fair use, if they might get in trouble for using that cheek busting clip.
Right.
But it is pretty funny for what it is. And they laughed about it. Especially that one guy on the right. He was smiling, laughing. I'm like, bro, I'm not saying he's suspect, but he seemed really happy when they started talking about cheek busting.
He was all about it.
He was all about it, Well, can we talk about this comment? It might have been the main comment on the upload from this other guy. I forget what his channel is. Exclusives? Is that his channel? He says in his comment, this episode was so fun. Oh man, make Reggie laugh is the best. I hope Big Herc sees this. Okay, the first sentence was a sentence. This episode was so fun. All right. The last sentence was a sentence. I hope Big Herc sees this. But there's a fucking train wreck that happens in the middle of this sandwich here. Oh man, make Reggie laugh is the best.
What happened there?
What the fuck happened there? The edit function does work there, exclusives. And also use some hashtags here, which is prison talk. They use hashtag cheek busted. So yeah, if anybody searches for cheek busted, we got to use this hashtag in this. Cheek busted. Yeah, but as for the substance of this, I tell you what, it kind of goes by, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Like, they talk about how, which is one point in here when they're talking about Big Herc's video, which doesn't make a lot of sense, and they show a clip of him pretty much unclothed on the toilet with a towel over his stuff, and I guess he's taking a crap in the video.
Talking about you don't want it to splash.
You don't want to splash.
So as soon as it hits, you flush.
No, he said put some water on it.
Water on it?
I don't know.
I guess there's no water in the toilets there.
But I didn't really get to understand that the way they said it, because once you pop it out, it's going to make a splash.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that makes people angry to hear the splash.
Why would they get angry in prison to hear splash?
Yeah, they would assume that. So I didn't really get that point of it. They talk about a certain point in the video, in one of his videos, where you can hear a lot of people from the inside of prison, and they're yelling fresh meat, and they seem in agony. Okay, the title of this was "Can Prison Be a Good Experience?" And he didn't change the title. He shows that. He shows that video clip and the audio of people screaming, moaning, maybe some cheek busting going on in the cold of the night, and people yelling fresh meat. So, yeah, two things that need to change about this. I would say that comment from that other guy, which was hilarious, and the title of this should be changed to something else. It just doesn't seem to work there. Two more things, Kenny. I will say it's a nice departure from his normal uploads, and I see comments in the comment section saying this was kind of fun. This is a nice little departure from, just the game collecting videos, which is 90% of his channel, I would probably say. These are not too bad. Like I've said in the last one, I forget, him and this other guy was talking about game hoarding and how he's not a game hoarder. Okay, whatever. These are really kind of tolerable because he's talking to someone else and he seems like more natural in his own element, I guess. These are a lot better when he's talking to somebody else than when he's alone. Right. Lastly, I know you don't know all of them, but I have a question. I wonder what Jason, Metal Jesus, I wonder what he thinks about this right here. Because I'm curious. It makes me think like this right here should not be something that, because they're trying to be, I think MGR, with his Facebook group, he monitors that thing like crazy. So people can't leave certain comments. He just seems like the kind of guy to make everything G-rated. And what I will say about this is, Reggie's going out on a limb here talking about cheek busting and everything.
It's not G-rated, that's for sure.
It's not G-rated. So maybe it's like he's going rogue moment. I'm not sure. That's one thought that crossed my mind, because you look at Metal Jesus and you look at John Hancock, and they seem to have these characters that they're playing that are really family friendly and whatnot. I wonder how they think about this. I don't see them in the comment section here.
Right, he could be testing the waters. You never know.
Maybe he's just trying to test the waters to see if he can go into doing some other type of uploads.
Right.
Maybe he's like, you know what, after 4 or 5 or whatever years of just doing the typical Metal Jesus Rocks Crew video, he just wants to branch out and just talk about some other things, which, there's no problem with that.